Hey everybody, my name is Jenny and I attend Landmark UPC Church in Stantonville, Tennessee. The last few weeks we've been sharing on Tuesdays our testimonies. We're calling it Testimony Tuesdays. I've really enjoyed listening to what other people have had to say about how good God's been to them. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about what He's done for me in my life. He's so good. He's far better to me than I ever could deserve. He's been my comforter, he's been my healer, he's been my provider, and he's been so much more. I can't even tell it all. I want to share scripture with you. The last few days we've been celebrating our freedom here in America, but today I want to talk to you about spiritual freedom. This scripture comes from Galatians chapter 5 verse 13. And it says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty, only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another." Christ was crucified on the cross and shed his blood for us. That blood covers a multitude of things so that we may live in freedom. Freedom from addiction, freedom from depression, suicidal thoughts, lust, adultery, unclean thoughts and talk, lying, cheating, and so on. I knew when I was growing up that I'd heard family members talk about how my grandmother never allowed alcohol in our home. I didn't think anything about it. I mean, I was a kid growing up. I also don't ever remember a time in my parents' home where there was any alcohol either. I didn't learn till later in life, I was probably a young adult, that my siblings, their children, and other family members had suffered from the generational curse of alcoholism. A few years ago, I found myself in a very dark place. I thought that I didn't matter to my family. I was no use to them. I was no use at work, or even society. I had a plan, and I fully intended to carry out that plan. I'd suffered great loss in the matter of just a few months, and I literally drowned myself in alcohol to ease the pain of my loss. I began having some health issues, went to the doctor. He prescribed some medication, medication that never, ever should have been used in combination with alcohol. I felt that the pain and the hopeless feelings all went away even more when I combined the alcohol with the pills. I was a mess. Every minute I wasn't at work, I was drunk and messed up on pills. I was abusing those pills, and I took way more than I should have. I look back now and wonder how in the world I ever functioned. I mostly drank by myself, usually at home. There were times that I would get out and I would ride the back roads. I'd black out. I never even remembering how in the world I got home. There was one day I'd taken my little girl to school. When I dropped her off, I took some pills and started on the way home. Well, on the way home, I'd caught myself dozing off a couple of times. And then that last time, I don't even know how I made it home. I woke up to the mailman opening my car door, trying to shake me, waking me up, trying to wake me up. I had food hanging out of my mouth. I don't even know how I got home. To me, that was embarrassing for that to happen. I got to thinking about it, and it hit me. I too had a problem. I needed help, but I was too embarrassed to reach out to my family, too embarrassed to even attempt to go to rehab, and too embarrassed to be seen at a meeting. I did, however, talk to God. I didn't like who I'd become, and I knew if I didn't like who I'd become, nobody else liked me either. I was ready for a change. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I wanted to change for the better for my daughter, better for my older children, better for my family. 4 years ago, God took away my desire for alcohol. He took away my desire for all those pills. No rehab, no 12-step program, no meetings. Now, I'm not at all bashing any of those outlets. I firmly believe that it takes different process and different approach for different people. However, they all should involve God. Has it been easy? Not at all. But my flesh has to die out every single day. With God, all things are possible, and I'm living proof of that. He's restored things and relationships, and I'm so thankful for that. There's a song that is popular today on, if you listen to K-Love Christian radio, it's called My Jesus by Ann Wilson. And in that song, it talks about how God will make a way when there seems to be no way. There's no sinner that he can't save. His love is strong and his grace is free. He can do for you what he did for me. Let him change your life. So if you're tired of being sick and tired, just let Jesus change your life too. Thanks for listening. I hope I could encourage somebody today.